On November 19, 2004, at the Palace of Auburn Hills Stadium, one of the most infamous events in NBA history happened: the Malice at the Palace. Towards the end of the game, with the Pacers leading 97-82, Ron Artest fouled Pistons center Ben Wallace. A fight broke out on the court, and when a fan threw a drink at Artest, he completely lost it, attacking the fan in the stands like a crazed goat. This is crazy enough, but nobody talks about the aftermath. 9 players were suspended, leading to 146 games in suspension, with Ron Artest suspended for 86 games, Stephen Jackson for 30 games, and Jermaine O'Neal receiving 15 games. Also, 11 million in salary lost. After this, the league strictly limited alcohol sales in the fourth quarter and increased security presence between players and fans. This fight was one of the most brutal fights in NBA history, but that fight happened in the regular season. Today we talk about some of the most insane fights that happened in the postseason playoffs. John Starks had a knack for getting under the skin of the opposing team's best players. Just look at how he got Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan all fired up. In one memorable game against the Bulls, he tangled with Pippen and took a few jabs at Jordan until the refs decided they've seen enough and ejected him. Earlier, he had already picked up a technical foul for kicking a ball into the stands after a turnover. The Knicks lost that game and sadly the series too, even though they had a solid 2-0 lead. You know you've really gotten under someone's skin when their gum goes flying. The 8-seeded Heat were stepping into the playoffs for the very first time in their history, riding high after their first ever postseason win. The Hawks, not wanting to let the upstarts Heat take them down on their home turf, got a little rough around the edges. Things took a turn when Atlanta's Dwayne Ferrell got in Miami's Grant Slong's face after a dunk, and that's when the tension really kicked in. Long calmly took off his goggles and put his hands on Ferrell's neck, which resulted in that gum flying out. Both benches cleared, with Miami's Kit Haskins and Atlanta's Doug Edwards trading punches. Long and Haskins were suspended for Game 3, and Atlanta ultimately took the series in 5 games. Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning never really saw eye to eye. The rivalry kicked off back when the Hornets picked Alonzo Mourning as the second overall choice in the 1992 draft. It all began when Zoe turned down a contract offer from the Hornets, leading to his trade to the Heat. Johnson never let that go, and when Larry joined the Knicks, it was like throwing gasoline on a fire. The tension hit a boiling point during the 1998 playoffs. With just seconds left in the fourth quarter, Mourning got frustrated with how physical Johnson was being while going for a rebound and threw a punch at him. They both ended up swinging at nothing until Jeff Van Gundy jumped in to break it up. As a result, both Larry and Alonzo were suspended for 2 games and hit with a hefty fine of $32,500 combined. In the end, the real winners were the fans who got to witness the drama. Charlie Ward took boxing out pretty seriously, nearly took PJ Brown's legs out from under him, which sent PJ into a rage. Brown was so furious that he tossed Charlie aside with one arm like he was a little kid. Alan Houston, Patrick Ewing, and Charlie Ward were suspended for Game 6, while Larry Johnson and John Starks missed Game 7. PJ was sidelined for both games. The Heat managed to win the series, coming back from 3-1 deficit, thanks in part to the Knicks suspensions. This is kind of drama that real rivalries are built on. A brawl broke out just a few rows away from Commissioner's ten, leading to the creation of the leave the bench rule. Before this fight, players who stepped off the bench were simply fined, but in the next season, the stakes were raised. Any player who left the bench would face an automatic one-game suspension. In memorable moments, Derek Harper took Jojo English uptown and slammed him onto his back in the front row. Harper ended up with a 2-game suspension, while Jojo was out for 1 game. Both players were fined $20,000. After this, bench clearing brawls became a rarity.